Well, for a little bit more on this, we're now joined by Khosi Mkhonto, who's with the EFF Central Command Team, as well as a Member of Parliament, serving in the Portfolio Committee of Employment and Labour. Thank you very, very much indeed for joining us, and welcome to the programme. What informed the desire to investigate the living conditions of farm workers? What did you see?
Good evening to you and your viewers. Thanks for having me. What pushed us as the EFF to sponsor that motion in Parliament to say there must be an ad hoc committee that will look at the living and working conditions of farm workers in the country is because we are an organization that is always on the ground. We are an organization that is for the poor, the dejected. So people are always coming to us and lay complaints. So farm workers have been coming to the EFF even before the establishment of our labor desk to say their living and working conditions in the farming community is very bad. So that is why we put that motion. And even when we visited farms to check what the farm workers were complaining about, we usually, in most cases, found that there is a direct violation of human rights in the farming community. Farm workers are living in a very, very poor and inhumane conditions in South Africa.
What do you think it is about the farm scenario that makes farm workers more vulnerable than other industries, for example? Is this historic?
It is historic, as you are saying, and it is institutionalized, and it has been going on. It is deep-rooted. It has been going on for decades and centuries. You see, when you are having people that are owning land and people that do not own any land, and those that are owning land are the rich, those that are not owning land are the poor, and even the judicial system, the policing system is for the rich, because you will agree with me how difficult would be for a poor person who doesn't have even a house to take a millionaire or a billionaire to court to say this person is mistreating me, is violating my human rights, is violating my rights as a worker. I don't get these benefits, and so forth and so forth. It's very difficult. And what we have found out during these oversight visits is that farm workers, they don't have access to government services like the police, even the CCMA, clinics, schools. They are far from almost everything that they need to be assisted in the situation that they find themselves in.
Is this something that you found across the country, across agriculture, or are there some provinces that seem to be worse than others?
It's just differences in how they treat the farm workers, but in most provinces, the situation is worse. You know, it's traumatizing. To be honest with you, the experience that we were subjected to as members of the Joint Portfolio Committee is traumatizing. You cannot believe, in the farming community, animals are treated better than human beings, because animals, they bring profit, they bring in money. So human beings are treated very badly. Animals are far much better. farm workers, they live in very dire, very poor and inhuman conditions. So it's across the country. Yeah. That is why, as the EFF, when we sponsored this motion, we said in Parliament, let there be an ad hoc committee, because an ad hoc committee would be something that will be at least permanent and will be bound to come back to Parliament and report and make recommendations. Because what we are doing now as the Joint Portfolio Committee, we are just dealing with the tip of an iceberg. Visiting 2 or 3 farms in one province, it will never serve the purpose of trying to rescue farm workers from the inhuman conditions that they found themselves in. The system is of abusing them is institutionalized, is deep-rooted, and it has a very strong historical background.
And I suppose, you know, when we look at agriculture, oftentimes it's seasonal, and therefore when you get work, you are desperate for the work that you get, and so it becomes difficult to complain. And also the vulnerability of unregistered migrants who come in, work, they also put up with whatever they have to put up with because of desperation. How do you manage all of this? What can be done?
You cannot believe that when in almost all the provinces that we visited, they told us that, you know, you are here just to deepen the conflicts amongst ourselves and between us and our employers, because it's not for the first time that Parliament is coming to us, and we give you our problems and challenges, but we don't get any feedback. And in most farms, there is what we call constructive illegal evictions of South Africans that were born in those farms. Their parents were born in those farms, and they are being replaced with undocumented illegal migrant workers. And the sole aim of employing those illegal migrant workers is to exploit them, nothing else, because they are not paid as per the prescripts of the national minimum wage. They are not contributing to any UIF. They are not given any overtime. They work 24 hours or 18 hours. They don't have water. They don't have access to electricity. They don't have access to toilets. They are treated just like animals. So the issue of the illegal migrant workers, they are replacing the South African workers just for exploitation. As I said to you before, animals in the farming community are treated better than human beings, because the whole aim is the capitalism. The whole aim is to look after something that will bring profit to you. So those farm workers are neglected, and they are subjected to a number of inhuman working and living conditions.
All right, I'll see. Khosi, we're going to have to leave it there, but thank you very much indeed for joining us. And let's hope that this investigation yields fruit and brings real change for the many across our agricultural sector. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.